All right. Hello, everybody. Joker here. This video is going to be a sort of dress rehearsal for an invention which Velp and I have been working on. I'm calling it the multi-camera control system. This is for Rec Room streamers who want to be able to control camera angles or have somebody else control camera angles um, without having to grab their handheld camera and move it around manually. We're going to release another video announcing this, but this video is just to demonstrate, uh, um, go through all the steps of setting up a bunch of shots and then using some trigger zones to automatically control cutting to those shots as I move through this house that Marisa built. So step one is, I haven't published this yet. This is my last bug test before I do a multi-camera control system. I'm going to create this, and we'll see what I've got in here. So, bunch of circuitry, some weird-looking colored arrows, some buttons. Now, these arrows represent the different shot angles that I can use. So, I'm going to start by setting up the shots that I know I want. These are numbered, and they correspond to the numbers on this control pad. And we'll be going over that in a different video. But for this, I'm going to replace the control pad with some trigger zones. So setting up a shot is as easy as grabbing the arrow. It might, depending on your taste, you might want to hide gadgets, make it a little bit easier. Setting up a shot is as easy as grabbing the arrow and flying around to where you want. So this first shot is going to be walking in the front door. So I'm going to put it right up here, facing the front door. Shot number two, I'm going to come in the front door and I'm going to go into the kitchen. So I'm going to have this arrow point right into the kitchen. Number three, I'm going to go from the kitchen over to the living room. So a nice little shot from the top corner of the living room, looking down at the couches. What do I want number four? I think then I'm going to go from the living room up the stairs. And I'm going to have, as I reach the top of the stairs, this camera will watch me reaching the top of the stairs and then being in the loft of this house. And then I'm going to jump out the window and run over to the fireplace. So that's shot number five, is me arriving at the fireplace in the middle of the day. Weird time for having fire, but we're going to do a nice low to the ground shot for, I don't know. That's something video producers do, right? I don't know. I'm just a circuit nerd. And then the last shot is going to be it's going to be the beginning of the video. It's going to start just looking at the front door. That's where I'm going to start out, and I'm actually not going to use a trigger zone for that. So that is setting up the shots. It's honestly just placing these arrows with the orientation you want and at the point you want and pointing the direction you want. As of right now, if I wanted to control the shots using the control panel, I could. I don't have the streamer camera out right now, but the numbers on this control panel correspond to the shots that I just set up. So as I press through these, it would cycle through the shots. But I think we do that in a different video. But for this video, I actually want to replace most of these with trigger zones. So the next thing I'm going to do is set up, so shots 1 through 5 are going to be trigger zones. And so I'm going to place some trigger zones. So the first one's going to be as I walk into the door, it's going to cut to camera 1. So this trigger zone, the red when entering pin, is going to go right to camera 1. And that's basically how it works. I have this nice circuit board set up and labeled to make it easy to know which camera, as soon as you send a signal into that pin, it's going to cut to that camera. And let's set up some more shots. Camera 2, or the second shot is going to be going to the kitchen. So this is when as soon as I walk into the kitchen, trigger zone sends a signal and cuts to camera 2. Let's just keep going. Living room. I get to the couch. Cut to camera 3. What's the next one? Go up the stairs. So top of the stairs. Cut to camera 4, which is outside the window there. Oops. Clumsy. And we're doing camera 4. Oh no. Uh-oh. I just accidentally unwired these. That's what happens when you're sloppy. That's fine. Camera 5 is the last shot. Jump out the window, go to the fireplace. And that is... Oh, I haven't placed that yet. Okay. So I need a trigger zone out the fireplace. And that's camera 5. And I'm actually just going to leave camera 6 on the control panel. And I'm going to cut to that. I'm going to press that to start the video over there. So, and it's that simple. That's how you set up trigger zones to automatically control camera angles using the multi-camera control system. Now, if I'm not forgetting anything, we can test it out. So I'm going to pull out my handheld camera. Handheld. Oh, actually, no, let's stay in POV for a second. Yeah. So place the camera into the trigger zone to link it to the system. And now that I've done that, I should be able to, if I press, there we go. So I've pressed shot 6, and you can see the red recording light went right over here. And now let's go to the handheld. Yep, there you go. That's shot number 6. And now if I run right through all those shots, let's actually, okay, the viewers are going to know where those trigger zones are. So I'm going to go ahead and hide gadgets. All right. Okay, so now, if you remember where the trigger zones are, as I walk through them, it's going to automatically cut to the next shot. I've got my recording light so I can see, hello, into the kitchen. There's that shot. And then as I get near the couch, it cuts to the couch, up these sort of janky stairs, and look out the window, and jump. And now, when I get to the fireplace, there's the last shot. All done with trigger zones. I didn't need a camera person. I didn't have to carry my control panel around with me. It's just going to react to anybody entering the trigger zones and producing the video itself. So that's the multi-camera control system using trigger zones. Find in the Invention store. It seems to be as bug-free as I want it. And have fun. I'll see you around.